right, this video is just a short one on relative, absolute, and mixed references for your review needs. So what we've done so far mostly in Excel is relative references, and that's where the references will follow you along as you fill your formula across, down, up, whichever direction. So for example, I can do a relative reference here to figure out what this person's taxes are based on their earnings and their rate. So formula looks normal. Hit enter, get 2,500, and as I fill down, the formula picks its references from the line relative to where my formula is. So that should be all normal to you guys. So the next one, we're going to try an absolute reference. So here we have all the earnings down the side, but only one rate. So we'll pick up our earnings as normal, hit our multiply, and then pick our rate. However, if I just keep that formula and drag down, well, it moves down as I put my formula down the sheet, and it moves off the 7% I need. So what I need to do is when I pick up my reference here, press F4, or sometimes you have to hit the function key on your keyboard and F4 to make it go. And it puts dollar signs in front of the column label and the row number. And what that will do is as I fill down, say look at the last one, it fills down, it moves the relative reference down to wherever I am in the row, but it sticks on this 7 no matter which direction I drag it, how far down, any of that. So that's an absolute reference. So you can either do the dollar signs by hitting F4, or you can type them in manually as well, whichever way works best for you. The next one is mixed references. So here you can, instead of locking both the column and the row, you can choose one or the other to lock based on what you need to do. So here I want to fill out this table so each cell will be the multiplication of the intersection here. So for example, this cell here would be 75,000 times 7%. This one would be 120 times 9%. And I want to do that, so I want to use my references so I can fill that through without having to do anything manually after I do my one formula. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my 50,000, and as I drag this down, I want it to be able to pick up the different numbers as I move down, but as I move across, no matter which column I'm in, I still want to multiply whatever this number is by this 50,000. So I want to keep the column locked, the row unlocked. So to do that, I'll hit F4. So that'll lock both. And this will lock just the row, right? Because the row has the one with the dollar sign, but I want my column locked. So I have just a dollar sign in front of the column label, nothing in front of the row label. Okay. The next thing I want to do is multiply it by just this first one here. So as I drag this down, I want it to stick here. So I know I want the row to be locked, and as I go across, I want it to pick up the 6, the 7, 8, 9, 10. So what I need to do is hit F4. So now it's both column and row are locked, and now just the row is locked. And that's what I want because I don't want it to move off this row and start going down. So now with this mixed references, or two mixed references in this formula, if I hit enter and I fill down, you'll see that the relative reference moved down, or this mixed reference moved down because it was allowed to, but this one's stuck at the top. Now if I highlight all of these and fill across, you can see how that worked nicely where it's picking up the right thing. And I only had to do the formula once, not 6 times here or 6 times here or 7 times here and then move it across. So that's an example of using mixed and absolute and relative references to make your life easier.